In 2019, Sega released Total War: Three Kingdoms, a game that blends turn-based strategy with real-time tactics. It was massively successful, both in terms of sales figures and critical acclaim. Personally, I spent a lot of time playing this game back then. But now the developer, Creative Assembly, has stopped supporting updates on this game several years ago. So what does it feel like to play it again after that? Does it still give me that same spark I felt during my very first playthrough? Or have I finally started to get bored of it? Hello everyone, I'm Holvey from Friday Finally Comes, and let's talk about it. Okay, if you are completely new to Total War: Three Kingdoms, it is essentially a colossal strategy game set in China during the twilight of the Han Dynasty. As the player, your task is to strengthen your chosen faction, build a brand new dynasty, and ultimately compete against two other major powers to unite and conquer all of China. Granted, there are plenty of factions available in this game. While some factions are locked behind DLCs, but don't worry, the base game factions alone offer more than enough content for countless playthroughs. The replayability value is insanely high because you can always try completely different approaches with a different faction. On top of that, every single faction has its own unique features, ranging from special buildings and faction-exclusive units to distinct general skills and abilities. This is what keeps every playthrough feeling incredibly fresh. As a faction leader, you aren't just fighting wars. You also have to micromanage your domains. This includes handling domestic affairs like food supplies, finances, public satisfaction, and regional population growth, as well as navigating political schemes from rival factions. Now, when it comes to dealing with other factions, this game features a diplomacy system that, according to many critics and the community alike, is the absolute best and most transparent in the entire Total War franchise, even when compared to newer titles. The diplomatic options are incredibly deep. You can trade items, open up trade routes, form alliances, and if you play as certain factions, like Cao Cao, you can even manipulate and instigate proxy wars between two other factions from behind the scenes. In diplomacy, your reputation and trustworthiness in the eyes of other factions are crucial. If your reputation is tarnished, sealing deals becomes a nightmare. Conversely, if your image is pristine, negotiations will be smooth sailing. What's even more fascinating is how interconnected the geopolitics are. The better your reputation is with a specific faction, the more favorably their allies will view you, and vice versa. The way other factions perceive you is quite complex. If you play too aggressively, deploy too many troops, and launch constant invasions, rival factions will become highly cautious. They will wait for the perfect moment to gang up and launch a coordinated attack on you because you've been branded as a common enemy. So, here's a pro tip from me. Make good friends with your neighbors so you don't end up being surrounded and attacked from all sides. Aside from diplomacy, another crucial aspect is maintaining the satisfaction of your officers and generals. This feature is driven by a unique relationship mechanic known in real life as guangxi. Every general has different reasons for being content or dissatisfied based on their distinct personality traits. You need to be smart about understanding what they want and properly organizing your faction's hierarchy. If they feel unhappy and unappreciated, they might just defect and abandon your faction altogether. Not only that, the game also features a thrilling espionage system. You can send your generals to rival factions as undercover spies, order them to infiltrate, and then execute acts of sabotage once they successfully climb the ranks within the enemy faction. But remember, this goes both ways. Enemy factions can also send spies into your territory, so be very careful when hiring random, unemployed officers. You wouldn't want to unknowingly welcome a snake into your own house. Now that we've covered the management side, let's dive into the main course, the battles. When deploying your forces, you can field any general available in your faction. A single army can hold up to a maximum of 3 generals, with each general controlling up to 6 unit regiments. The battles in this game offer 2 distinctly different experiences, Romance Mode and Records Mode. In Records Mode, the battles are tailored toward pure historical accuracy. Your generals fight alongside a dedicated bodyguard unit, and unit stamina plays a massive role in the tide of battle. While in Romance Mode, your generals act like superheroes, inspired by the historical romance novel. They can charge into entire enemy units and single-handedly turn the tide of battle. For me personally, playing in romance mode is far more entertaining. It feels awesome to see your favorite generals fighting on the front lines, tearing through enemy ranks, or engaging in dramatic one-on-one duels right in the middle of a chaotic battlefield. Plus, in romance mode, your generals are equipped with active and passive skills that you can trigger during combat, which adds a great layer of visual satisfaction and gameplay value. If I had to give one minor critique, it's that the number of unique generals available in the basic game isn't as much as I had hoped. There are several famous characters from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms novel who, unfortunately, do not have unique models or portraits here. Fortunately, the modding community on the Steam Workshop is incredibly active. You can install popular mods like Wu King Descents to add brand new character visuals, making your general feel much more varied. In conclusion, even though Creative Assembly controversially cut off update support for this game a few years ago, Total War Three Kingdoms still stands tall today as one of the finest historical strategy games ever made. The game is in its final, stable version, and the base game content is incredibly dense with massive replayability. And that's not even counting the mods you can install to spice things up and add hours of extra fun. If you love strategy games with deep political intrigue, robust kingdom management, and colossal real-time battles, this game absolutely deserves a spot in your library, especially when it goes on a major Steam sale. What do you guys think? Which faction is your absolute favorite to play? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next review.